For many years, Prince Charles has worked to encourage greater understanding between people of different religions and has expressed deep concerns about the persecution of Christians in many parts of the world. Last December, Pam Rhodes was invited to join Prince Charles at a very special service at Westminster Abbey, celebrating the courage and faith of Christians in the Middle East.
In recent years, I have had the great privilege of meeting so many Christians who, with such inspiring faith and courage, are battling oppression and persecution.
One of the many clergy taking part in the service was Archbishop Angelos of the Coptic Orthodox Church, whose members in Egypt have suffered greatly in recent years. I met him at St George's Cathedral in Stevenage.
We're very thankful for the incredible commitment of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. In the past years we've had church bombings, we've had shootings in front of churches, we've had individuals targeted because of their faith. On a crime of this scale, with 13 to 15 million Christians, in a very turbulent time, there wasn't a single act of revenge or retribution. And people actually forgave. People went on to the charred walls of their churches and wrote, "Father, forgive." And I think that is what takes the wind out of the sails of those who persecute.
An interim report produced for the Foreign Office found that globally Christians were the most persecuted religious group, and that the scale and intensity of religious persecution was increasing. I've travelled to the Midlands to meet a Christian family who fled their home in Pakistan after repeated attacks. They sought asylum in the UK and have now been granted indefinite leave to remain. They've asked not to be named.
I've personally seen a whole community, burned down with people killed, and I've seen the aftermath of it. And just because they were Christians.
What was the worst, the most dangerous time for you?
Well, the most dangerous time was one day after school. First there was one guy, then there's two guys. It was just rallying and started just frantically just beating on me. And I was just on the ground, kind of thing, you know what I mean?
So you had to rescue him?
Yeah, I had to rescue him.
The brothers were sent to stay in another city for their own safety, but soon after their parents' lives were in grave danger.
I saw the two gunmen came in front of our van. I saw a gun in their hand. I was terrified, what is going on? And my driver was badly injured. I was screaming, I was so terrified. Why they are going to attack on me? Because of I'm Christian.
Where you really need Heavenly Father's guidance and love, and you need that strength. If nobody's with you, he was there, and he really, at that time, it brought me closer to him.
I remember when we were hiding, I remember reading the Bible. It was Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded thee, be strong, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed.
He can
North Wales can take your breath away, punctuated as it is by dramatic peaks, beautiful beaches and of course castles. One man who has always been inspired by his local landscape is James Lusted.
This is where I was brought up, I love it, and I completely believe that God has created the heavens and the earth, and especially here in North Wales in Colwyn Bay. In April 1988 I was born with a condition called diastrophic dysplasia. And it's a rare form of dwarfism, and my brother, who's 4 years older than me, has the same condition. My parents are average height and don't have the condition. I went through a bit of a time of bullying. You know, people were noticing that I was different, that I couldn't play rugby, you know, as a Welshman, that's all I wanted to do. And it wasn't until I got home one day and I was really upset, and my mum came to my bedroom and she said, "Do you know what, James? God has created you just the way you are for a reason and a purpose." That was the day really where the switch sort of flicked in for me. Yes, okay, this is the way I am. Nothing's going to change. God created me the way I am for a reason. We should love God and we should love people, therefore we'll love life.
James pursued his ambitions and is now an actor and a local councillor, and he regularly preaches in his church in Chester. But that was not all James hoped for.
As humans, I think we always want to be loved. Towards my latter teenage years, I was thinking, you know, is there somebody going to accept me the way I am?
In 2012, through mutual friends, James met Chloe and a relationship started to blossom.
And she then became my wife, which is incredible, really.
James and Chloe have been married for 3 years and recently welcomed their first baby, Olivia. But the early days of their relationship were far from easy.
I personally and truthfully wasn't sure how we'd cope being average height and Jay with dwarfism. But once you get to know his kind, genuine self, I guess that's what confirmed that Jay was the one for me.
I can't describe the feeling or the love that you have for something so small. Life is a gift to us. And you know, God gives us so much grace every day. I believe in a God of second chances. And a song that really speaks to my heart every day, and we sang it at Chloe and I's wedding, is "This is Amazing Grace."